I just seen Gareth's latest video, and I want to make it clear that this is not an attack video or meant to be a video for an argument, to start an argument, because Gareth knows way more about Photoshop than I ever will. But I just want to make the point plain that what he was doing in Photoshop was not what Corel Painter 10 it was doing, okay? I want you to know that Photoshop technically can do this, but you're not going to get the results. It would be like trying to composite in Painter instead of Photoshop. It would kind of be ridiculous, because Photoshop has much greater digital compositing and photo touch-up and color correction utilities than Painter. If you're going to do color correction and stuff, you want to use Photoshop. A lot of people start in Photoshop, go to Painter and paint, then come back to Photoshop for color correction, compositing, sky replacements, all that good stuff. But as far as painting for an artist is concerned, Photoshop can't compare to Corel Painter. And this desktop was made by me, by the way, in Corel Painter, on Corel Painter. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. You know, he was adding blurs and everything, and besides, on top of that, the process is so much simpler in Corel Painter, on Corel Painter. And not only that, we're just barely scratching the surface here of this application, guys. Not only can you change the type of canvas you're on, you can all these effects we can add, and it's not just for turning photos into paint. It's for painting from the ground up too, or painting on top of photos you already doctored in Photoshop. You know, these are two different applications. They're kind of meant to do two different things, and even though you can do some of these things inside Photoshop, it's much better to do them in Painter, because you get better results and faster results. So let me just start this real quick. And as you can see, there it goes. This is not, I'll repeat, this is not what Photoshop was doing, okay? You don't get the individual brush strokes. You don't get the look of the oil. If you look really close around the tips here, this is really, really authentic, okay? This is so much more than what Photoshop was doing for Gareth, and I'm not taking away from Photoshop at all. Photoshop is an extremely powerful application that a photographer can't, or video, anybody who works in video can't be without. But if you're an artist and you like to paint with oils and stuff, you're not gonna get, look at that. I'm sorry, this Photoshop can't touch this right here. I know it can give you some great results and stuff, but it's not gonna touch what Painter 10 is doing for us right now. So I'm gonna sit here for a minute and let this thing paint. Now this was just one setting, okay? We can go back in and do chalk. We can go back in and do colored pencils. All you have to do is say edit, undo auto playback, choose your, let's try, what the colored pencil is going to look like. As you see, there it goes. It's going to start with big strokes. It's going to refine itself down to small strokes, and when this finishes, I'll cut the video off. I just wanted to not correct Gareth, not start an argument with Gareth, because he's more intelligent about this stuff than me, but I just wanted to correct and say, do not be fooled and do not mistake what Photoshop is doing for what Painter 10 is doing. It's not the same thing, and if you want this result, you're going to have to use Painter X or another application that's geared for that. There's other applications out there that give great results, but they're not as flexible, don't give you the options that Painter X does. See, I could sit here and experiment with this all day. Now, that's the colored pencils. You can go in here and also do, let's do the acrylics dry brush. Now we're going to have some dry strokes coming in here like this, which I'm not super big on the dry brushes, but I'm just wanting you guys to see this so you can see the different results of just quickly experimenting around here. Let's undo that, and I'll do one more for you guys before we cut it off. Let's see, let's try watercolor. Runny. So let's let this fill in here and see what it looks like. You'll have to excuse, now it's not going to work as fast as Photoshop, because what it's doing is much, much more involved. Gareth kind of just applied an effect, a pre-canned effect, and went in there and adjusted presets. Whereas this This is actually painting the picture, not applying presets on top of the picture you already have. This is actually taking that picture and actually from scratch, from start, painting it. I guess not technically like starting from scratch and painting it, but you get the idea. It's painting this picture for me. It's not applying a pre-canned effect to my already existing picture. So it looks like it's refining down now a little bit. And this is just using things on their stock settings. You can go in here and you can say, you know, you want your color scheme to be an impressionist scheme. You can enhance your photos or give it edge effects, you know, all that good stuff. Things are looking pretty good there. This is definitely a much richer, a much better look than what Photoshop can give us. Now you see that the paint is kind of runny looking. It's kind of falling down there. Let's let it finish cooking there. Let's give it a impressionist scheme. And we'll try charcoal. There it goes. And of course you can bring back the detail. You can change the type of canvas this is being painted on if you want textured canvas, you know, or paper canvas or cotton canvas. So now we have a chalk painting of this photograph. We have a watercolor painting of this photograph here. And now let's do one more. Let's do thick round, and the color scheme can be and there it comes in. Now we're having a thick round brush painted. Now this photo here was a real picture. This is Pink. If you all know the music singer Pink, this is not a photo originally painted. We're not painting from a painted photo. We're painting from a real photo. Now if you look real close, you can see the authentic brush strokes and how great this looks. I'm sorry guys, but Photoshop cannot, I repeat, Photoshop cannot touch this for what this is doing. Is Photoshop more powerful than Painter? In a lot of ways, definitely yes. Is Painter more powerful than Photoshop? In some things, definitely yes. So, you really need both of them in your toolkit, guys, if you want to get the most beautiful art you're going to get. Unless you're just a photographer and you just need to touch up your photos. Then you don't need Painter X, you know what I mean? You don't need Painter 10. Painter 10 is for a unique crowd set. It's not for people who just want to go in and enhance their photos, color correct their photos and stuff. That's Photoshop's job. Okay, so now we have the original, which is just a screen snapshot from a music video. We have the watercolors. And we have the thick round painted brush. And we have the chalk and colored pencil. Now you tell me, do these look better than what Photoshop can give us? I think so, guys. So if you want to do this kind of thing, look at Painter X, okay? Because this is the one that's going to give you the results that you're gonna like the most, I think, in my opinion. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.